Amateur Television. I'm Dave, Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts addicted to airwaves with fast Saturday, 9 o'clock on the early machine, weekly. So with that, take a pause here and see some of the contact. Hearing none, subject statements for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. WW7ATS. N7Q. Check-in for the Western Washington Amateur Television net. Well, hearing none, I guess we'll go to Jeff and go to Thank you, Dave. N7Q. But I don't see myself on the repeater. It is not in its constant on mode. Anyway, I can't see a thing. All is well here. The snow is melting. Warm temperatures. Showing at the house right now. All of the main streets around here are good, including the street into which my cul-de-sac runs. It's definitely not gone yet, and I just drove around to a couple of the neighbors, significant amount of snow in their yard. I think they're and the sun is blocked from reaching their property at all, so they're kind of still stuck, completely under snow anyway. N7QO. N7QO, CD7QIN here. I've got a phone call, probably about 20 minutes ago from Ron, who said that the repeater is stuck on the ID page. At that point, I would say so, here in Lake City, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Well, for me today, it was kind of like sitting back and watching snow melt, as opposed to the summertime of being outside watching grass grow. I think they're both about the same growth and shrinking as far as time goes. Up to Lake City Ways, we were getting out, and there was a break from the driveway to the ice in the street, started to my driveway. So, anyway, that's a nice feeling to have captures at home. But I've been making good time. Got some information. Did some reading today. Got on the internet. Things are moving along in that direction. I watched a movie on TV this afternoon, and I was looking over at the screen, and it looked like Ron picture now is showing up for 30 centimeters. That 1.2 is not really fantastic. All I saw was an outline coming in on 1.2. So let's
Okay, thank you, Dave, WW7ATS in the group. Well, when I tried to turn the repeater on, did I hard or constant, whatever you want, the information, I couldn't get it to go from the inside camera or to the other control position. So, and then I shut it off, and I had a hard time getting it to shut off. So I checked to see if I was on high power, and then I went outside and looked to see, make sure the antenna was pointed in the right direction. And it seemed to be. So, how's my audio?
Your audio is great, and on 70 centimeters, your picture is P5.
Okay. Well, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was just cold or what it was, but it didn't want to switch around very well. So I tried it a couple of times, and I was afraid I would get it stuck on that information page, and we wouldn't be able to use it at all. So I just left it off. So let's see. What did I do today? Well, I had a square nose shovel, and I used that to kind of dig the ice off the driveway, shovel the ice off. We've been running up and down the driveway in four-wheel drive, so we had all the snow packed up. And like I said, ever since we've had it, I never really ever did much to it. To see if I could fix it, but you have to shove the lever, shove it forward 2 or 3 times kind of hard, and maybe rolling forward slowly when you're doing it, and it'll come out of. It has 2 positions. It has part-time four-wheel drive, and then it has to get it to come out of, and then it has low range, of course, which we never seem to use. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, I should use low range. So I probably need to crawl under there and spray some WD-40. So anyway, I taken, I don't know, I went out in the morning for a couple hours, and I shoveled out down in the street by the gutter, and I got that all cleaned out. Nice and white. Because they had plowed the street, you know, when they piled it up. Got it all out nice and white, and then I just wanted 2 wired wide lanes for each tire. And so, like I say, it was just sort of ice. It was kind of hard to get off in places. It was frozen down to the ground, kind of hard. But anyway, so I quit after a couple hours, and I came in the house and had lunch, and then kind of taken a nap, and then I went back out about 1 o'clock, and I stayed out there another hour or 2, and I finished up the rest of it. So I have 2 nice wide lanes all the way up the driveway that's down to concrete. In fact, we went out tonight. All I have to report. So back to, one more thing, let me let it run. sent an email, and it has to do with the trustee position. Lee's our trustee. So I would suggest that everybody read that to see what you think about it. Back to that 87 page. Still feeling terrible, so he's not going to 87
KD7 to KU, 87 to YM here. Picture looking really good on 70 centimeters. When we get Jim back, might be able to see it 70 centimeters up to the side. Also, to the break. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, 87ZYM. Is there anybody else who would like to check in?
WW7ATS. YouTube double, Dave, WW7ATS, trying to check in.
And we have WW7ATS in joining us. So let's go back up to Jim, N720.
And good evening, Jim. I have not done so within the past few days. That reminds me, I haven't gotten around to sending a check for our club dues either. I will plan to do that soon. Everything's been, I don't know, a week and a half or two due to the weather here. We went without mail service, and I didn't leave the house, and it's like, I'll just forget about it. My driveway and a culvert was placed across the ditch. In the ditch, it is approximately 30 feet long and, I'm going to say maybe 10 inches in diameter. Interesting. I did some snow shoveling, and there are critters that came out of both sides. I inadvertently buried the culvert way out of both ends, and left little tracks in the snow. Not sure what it was. Reset. Maybe a couple of different animals, maybe the same one. I don't know. My guess is either raccoons or possums. Yeah, that's probably my best guess. There are other critters around here, but I think they'd be a little bit too large to go. Interesting, anyway. Yeah, four-wheel drive. Ron, my vehicle's the same way. My Jeep is a 1992 vintage, and it just seems to get it out of four. Usually I have to roll it just a little bit. Not a big deal, but actually I didn't need to do that at all this year, but I have in the past. Not exactly sure why. Let's see. On the 1.2, I see you on 1.2, Ron. I do not see myself at all. I am transmitting video now. Oh, actually, I just saw myself for a second there. So the television repeater is working. It's just sort of, everything's attenuated for some reason. Streaming, but I'm not seeing myself on the streaming. I think maybe I should try to reset this thing. Sometimes that works. 87ZYM and 7QO.
7QO. And this is Dave, 87ZYM. Well, you mentioned the word possum, and that brought up something that I moved into this house that I'm in. I put up lighting in my backyard, and I looked out one evening. Huge rat. It's got the rat tail on it. Then I started looking at it more and found out it was just a possum. So, I had never seen a rat that was that big around Lake City. So it really wasn't a rat, but it become the whole house. Yeah, here I've got 38 degrees. Snow melts off my family about 5-6 of the way of the street. Let's go to that.
Thank you, Dave. This is WW7N coming in on Echo Link with an going into a local area network and then out my internet connection, so it'll be interesting to see how well this works tonight. On streaming. Anyway, thank you very much for everybody's input on the 10th last time. Tonight's engineering question is, how do you keep mice out of vehicles that seem to come and go in a storage area of my planned unit development? Once in a while we have a little mouse explosion. So I wonder if you guys have any ideas on how to keep mice out of cars. Did not. But my truck, about 30 years ago, when I got my four-wheel drive truck, I was told, well, once a week, you put it into four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low, drive up and down your street. Do that to exercise it, because otherwise when you want it, it won't be there. I guess the most difficult thing for any machinery to do is just sit there and slowly corrode. But to get my vehicle out of four-wheel drive, you have to roll it backwards a few feet. You have to put it in two-wheel drive and then roll it back a little bit, and you hear this little click, and that undoes the front two wheels. So that's 1980s technology for you. So anyway, those are my 2 bits for this around. Does anybody have ideas on how to keep mice out of vehicles? And gee, am I doing it right on my four-wheel drive? I just kind of figured out how to get it out of four-wheel drive just by trial and error. Anyway, that's it for me. WU7N, back to net.
WU7N. Let's go on to KD7, QKU.
Okay, this is KD7QKU. Well, good evening to Dave and Jim and James. Well, yeah, you're exactly right, James. Mine's a 2003 Jeep Liberty, and I don't think the four-wheel drive had ever been used in it when we got it. I don't remember now how many miles it had on it. You know, 60,000. We bought it used, and it never shifted into four-wheel drive. So it's kind of always been hard to get it in and out. But and we don't use it enough too, probably. You're right about that. So let's see. I told you about the email from Lee, and everyone should read that. It talks about trustee position that he's held for 10 years, and he thinks we need to make a change. So then I'll tell you about the Boeing Credit Union. How about that? So, as you may or may not know, at the meeting I said I would like to close that account and move it to the Washington Federal Bank, which is over here by me, rather than be at Boeing Credit Union. The last time I went down there and deposited 2 checks, one from Lee and one from myself for $25, it gave me a $27.50. Showed on the receipt a deposit. You use the cash machine like thing, and so then I check to the computer and tell them you need help. There are to help you, and that's what happened. Security number and everything, and then show them the card and the account number and all that. And then taken everything out of the filed it, that they would see that there was an error and that they would straighten it out. And he said he would put in a complaint or request or whatever it was to have that fixed. So, and it would be on our next statement. Let me let it drop. Well, the next statement, it's been a month now, so I got a statement the other day, and there was no $22.43 added to our account. So I called up the service number on the bottom, and I got it. About a deposit, and I put 2 checks in it. And I had taken pictures, so there was pictures of the checks back in it on the deposit slip. And they were for $25, and they only gave me $27.50. And I talked to someone, and it was supposed to be taken care of, and it would be on the next statement, which it wasn't. So he said, okay, we'll get this in. So he did a few things and checked around and came back and said, no, I can't find anything about it. So he said, you have a receipt has the pictures. And I said, yep. He said, okay, well, I'm going to believe you, so I'm going to give you $22.43 added to your account, so you have the $50 deposit. I said, okay, thank you. I said, would you like to have the name of the people that wrote the checks and the check number and stuff so you can straighten it out? And he said, oh yeah, no. He said, I don't need any of that. Don't worry about it. He said, it's okay, or something like that. So, here. So what happens to the $22.43? Is one of us? Is our check going to be, we're going to be short? So somebody's check was cashed for $2.50, I guess it was, or something. So Lee and I called Lee and told him, so he has to watch his. My bank statement to see if they actually taken $25 out of our accounts, or if they just taken $2.50. So I thought it was the craziest thing I ever saw. I just don't know how they can run a bank like that. KD7QKU back then.
KD7QKU. Again, your streaming looks great on the internet. There's a little bit of a flash I get every once in a while on the 1.2 gig. So I don't know what's happening there. But that's what I'm monitoring here in Lake City. So moving down again, this is what it's done.
I thought I was before Ron. But anyway, relating to that, I have had a similar experience one time before where they accidentally missed a decimal point, and I don't remember if it was $25 or $50, but it showed 2.5 rather than 25 or 5 rather than 50. And it was interesting. The tone came out correct, even though what they itemized on the statement was wrong. So, on the statements and see what happens there. It just seems to me that they should be able to correct things better than that. I have to agree with you on that, Ron. But what happened with me is it came out okay in the end. Let's see. How to keep mice out of vehicles. I have no clue about that, Jim. I really don't. Maybe there's a way that you could close off air vents or something to keep them from getting inside. I have a neighbor who had several wires, ignition wires specifically, eaten under his hood by rats, actually. And what he did is he trapped them, and I'd have to get with him to find the exact number, but it seems to me it was 20-something. At any rate, that's what he wound up doing, setting up traps. I have no other useful ideas. Back to you, Dave, and 7QL.
And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87CYM. Hey, when it comes to those little critters, mice or rats, I managed to pick up a couple of ultrasonic sounds, and it really worked well here at my house. And had another friend that was complaining of mice in his barn, and one that a spare that I had picked up, and it worked well for him. So they're pretty good devices. They'll run off of 12 volts, or use a wall wart for 12 volts. But they put out a high frequency, like what you hear coming out of the little speakers on the thing. And the mice just don't like them. And also, one of the sales pitches when you go to their site, like to search ultrasonic sound roast repellent devices on the internet, and they claim that they will also make spiders go away. So I don't know. But, I still know that I have spider webs and crawl through with this device. It's been tripping constantly now for about a year, and I put out a rat bait. What do you want to call it? Rat bait. Put them to devour their mission. So apparently the rats or mice have gone their way. That's what I just heard from my place. So let's go on to James, WW7ATS.
Well, thank you, Dave. Thank you for the mice in the car. There's no electricity down there, but I recently inherited a battery-powered device that seems to have an infrared sensor on it. But I think the idea of it is they sense the infrared of the critter and then turn on for a while to try and shoo them away. The only thing I can come up with is go down there and start your car once a day and drive it around, because a couple of years ago I did that with my truck, and all of a sudden I had a mouse crawling around all over my windshield. We're looking at it, and as I was cutting down the street, this mouse jumped off the truck and started running across the street, and then a small bird came down and attacked it. I guess mice and birds are natural enemies, I would assume, because the mice probably attack their eggs and eat them. So that mouse was really having a hard day, but I can't feel sorry for it, because they really have done some damage to the insulation on my truck, the hood insulation. but apparently another person that has a vehicle down there said they used it worse than that. But it doesn't seem one Mercedes was attacked inside a garage in a house around here, so it's just whether they decide to attack or not. But good ideas. Thank you very much, Dave. One thing I'd say to Ron, I mean, if they're willing to take your word for it, it was probably that anonymous $2.25 million contribution I was going to make to the club. Just get back to BECU and let them know they should credit my account with $2.25 million, and then I'll get around to rewriting that check for the club and take care of it that way. 20-something invasion. I do know somebody who used electric rat traps in an aviary, a place where you raise birds of some kind. And he had it set so that the rat would come in, get electrocuted, have myocardial infarction, set off a small alarm. He would set the electric trap down in the aviary. He wouldn't be able to walk away from the aviary before the alarm would go off. He'd have to go back. He had a pile of little rats by the morning, and he said he didn't get any sleep that night. So I guess if you're going to trap the animals, you've got to be ready to service the traps. Did read the email about being trustee, and we can kick that around some more and talk. I do owe a check to the club. Thank you for the reminder. I have a system where my monitors are allowing me to do that. Here I do have just my life been kind of on. So Ron, don't forget to contact BECU and let them know about that thing. Thank you, Dave.
WW7N, thanks for that. Way to the top, 87 QKU.
Okay, this is KD7QKU. Well, I guess I could have told him that I had a picture of your check, Jim, and he'd have believed me. So anyway, if I'd have thought about it, I'd have told him I had a picture, and it was my check, not your check. So anyway, I think I'm going to go down at the first, talk to one of those people, have to sign in, mother's maiden name, all that stuff, and then if they have indeed, the guy said he was going to do it right then because I asked him when. Hopefully, maybe 1 year, withdraw the money, and then take it down to the federal deposit it. And then I'll have to get you guys to come over here, and we'll have to go down and sign it. We should have more than one person. We have 4 people left. Dave, myself, and so I think we need more than myself. You know, you never know when something might happen, and somebody else needs to be able to run the account. So I'll let you know when we get that taken care of. Well, at least outside and light inside, and it's usually been the mouse that the cat brought in. We have one going to go behind our bed. Get the cat back in. That's what I usually do, shoot him with a BB gun. So I set a trap back there, and in the middle of the night I heard a little snap. We had one in the laundry room, and he was underneath the washing machine or something. Both of them might shoot. Anyway, we run around the house trying to catch him, trying to get him someplace that I can get at him with this. Dig him out with a stick or something. Well, the cat hasn't been bringing in very much now lately. I think she's getting old and lazy, and right, I guess back to next.
Let's go on to N720, Jim.
Thank you, Dave. 720. Well, I was hoping that when the repeater dropped, when the television repeater dropped the ID, or it would pick up my picture, but it didn't seem to do that either. I could see a little tiny something on the 1.2. There, but not able to discern anything out of it. I'd call it a P1. And of course nothing on the screen. You can all see. Yeah, Jim, you mentioned something sometime in the past regarding the electronics. And I actually bought one. Minus just a mouse zapper. And it seemed to work okay. My neighbor, I'm not even sure anymore, because it's been several traps or some sort of cage type trap. It's really shocking. He actually calling a professional exterminator, and they had no have a neighbor who cut down a bunch of wooded area close by. Problems with critters. And I can't say that anyone else has, but my friend sure did. Dave, that idea that you had about an ultrasonic noisemaker, that sure sounds like a good idea. But if you would, noise coming from that thing, if so, that would suggest you need to put it somewhere maybe where he couldn't normally hear it. I certainly have a couple places here around the house that, but just curious. I never thought about buying one of those. Work, but if they do, Dave, M7QO.
Well, yes, they have different ranges of ultrasonic sound, and I've got it on audio. You can hear a little bit of noise, but if you put it on the lowest, you don't hear anything. Just hope it's working. But it might be considered on access into my attic. The other was something in the station place. Shoot a hole through the station board. Then I replaced it with found that first hole station. I put bait in the gutter itself. Bait on the inside. And you can see it. And you added it disappeared. After plugging in the waves coming from hopefully got rid of that. The Western American Television Society net on Dave 87CYM. So let's go to James, WW7ATS.
Thank you, Dave. Well, first of all, I'd like to say, Ron, over on the screen, pretty well on given my primitive setup here on one side. Let Ron, when you need me for any kind of signature appointment for anything, I'll be happy to do that. Also appreciate the comments on rodents. One thing about you need a teeny tiny small crack to get through, and if it's not big enough, they'll just all there and come on through. I'm convinced it's pretty impossible to keep them out. All you can do is trap them, and maybe the ultrasonic thing, Dave. Since I have inherited one of those, I'll have to give it a try and see how that works. Maybe do something scientific with the sonic repeller. And see if the sonic repeller repels them enough so that the bait never gets touched, and see if that works. Lingering effects of snow, just so everyone knows, Renton Fish and Game has now been closed for like 2 weekends in a row. It was closed this weekend in the Renton East Highlands. Apparently we got quite a bit of snow. I got one report today saying you still need a 100-yard berm on that 60-acre reservation. So, wow, the snow is still here. Dropping, and I saw the National Weather Service is forecasting tonight before 11 p.m. and then a chance of snow and rain. And then it's supposed to get really cold here Sunday night, and then how does the cold air come in from the north wind, or does the moisture coming in from the south-southwest wind? We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. For this round, this is WW7ATS with the Western Washington Society. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Doug. Ron, 87CKU. I'm going to the bank on Monday, so it's a holiday. Try calling first, but so
Okay. Well, thank you, Dave, for telling me that. I've forgotten 87QKU here. Yeah, I guess there's no big rush to get it taken care of, but I just want to get down there and make sure. I think my nose is just, oh no. So anyway, that they did put the money in. You know, I only go down there 2 or 3 times each year about this time when I get checked for dues, and they have made, I deposited a $20 check, and they So anyway, that's about all I have over here. I don't have too much more. 5 o'clock, something like that. Historian had and my rain gauge has been working, but I think it was buried in snow. It's up on top of my patio roof. I think it was so covered up with snow. It's taken a long time to melt out, and then I had a indoor-outdoor thermometer in my motorhome. I put one inside, and I run the electric heater, and I like to I have the same brand. I have one outside. Well, something happened. I guess the batteries got weak or something. Anyway, both of them, they were reading the same, and I knew that wasn't right. So I had to take it out to the motorhome and take it, re-battery everything. I think the cold weather part of the battery. And then it reconciled itself, so it's reading the temperature inside the motorhome again, so that's nice. I don't like the motorhome to get too damp. It might get moldy, and then I drain all the pipes. I like to keep a little bit of heat in it. It's smelling good. Alligator could still be working, and I'm not sure what it's set at, but I don't time everyone else's transmissions. I try to time my own, and after 2 minutes, or just under 2 minutes, I try to break a little bit, but that's my guess anyway. After that, so I assume that's what it was. Let's see. Dave, thank you for mentioning that. Monday, President's Day, also no mail. I don't remember what it was, but I'll bet they are probably going to be closed. Anyway, KD7ZYM and 7QO.
And 7QO. Hey! So with this, let's move on to WU7ATS. WW7N, James.
Very much for the reminder about President's Day. I recall WYMCA, if they were open or closed, and I guess it's just Day primarily, ironic being President's Day. I'm not sure what the history of that was, but didn't at one point we have George Washington's birthday and then some other president's birthday, and I think they combined them into a President's Day. I think is the history of that. Not sure. Anyway, I thought to get in to Echolink on my regular. Able to get in on my iPhone about 8 minutes past the hour. So that's something a little different for me. I can't account for that. I have no idea what caused that. But I'm always interested in digital communications. And you were cut off there, but you definitely were. And I could hear you anyplace. So just thought you'd like to know that. Once again, thank you for putting out the excellent video signal tonight, so I can test my 1.2 gigahertz receiving. So anyway, I see it is 8:52, so I guess I will turn it back to Net. I don't know if you can get one more round here in or not. I'll let Net Control decide. Dave, take it away. This is WW7A.
Decisions. Well, let's try a round and then say goodnight. Let's get it on.
Okay. This is KD7QKU again. I can't say my own caller. Oh, I have one more exciting piece of news to tell you. My wife came in the other morning. I was starting to shave, and she said, I think I need your help. She was standing there with one of those Q-tips, and the end was missing. And she said, it came off in my ear. And I said, you're kidding. She said, no. And she said, maybe you can get it out. So I looked in her ear, I couldn't see a thing. So it must have been way down inside. So I said, gee, Merry Christmas, I don't want to take a pair of tweezers or dig around in there, I guess, because I can't see it. If I could see it, I'd pull it out. So I said, I guess we have to go down to the emergency clinic. So a little bit later that morning, we went down to the emergency clinic, and I think it was $50 or something. So that was like, you never know what's going to happen. So 73s, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon. Good night. Bye-bye. KD7QKU.
KD7QKU. Let's go on to 10, N720.
N7QO. Yeah, something like that happened to a friend of mine. She wound up with some sort of insect that wound up going into her ear, and she wound up going to the emergency room for that as well. I was not there at the time, but it was a similar thing. They couldn't see it. So I don't know. I'm not checked out on the physiology of the human ear, but that's what happened there. Let's see. Oh, Jim, I'm not sure if you asked way back when you're using Echolink via iPhone seems to be working flawlessly. I guess that's all I've got. Thank you all for participating, and hope to catch you next net. KD7ZYM. This is N7QO saying good night, everyone.
Thanks for that, Jim. James, do you have anything to add? WW7N?
Oh, Dave, thank you very much. I'll say my 73s here and just say, Ron, wow, that is next time with that, but a good story. This is James, WU7N. That's 73s, everybody.
Well, thank you all. KD7QKU, N720. owners and operators of the 08 machine. Feedback receiver group for allowing the Western Washington Television Society net. Signing off, Dave, 87.
WU7N disconnected.